Maybe. Hello, everybody. And we're
Hi
back.
guys.
Still
Hey.
Crazed Moms. We are here to just kind of talk about, I guess, what's really been happening. So much is going on. A lot of us are glued to our televisions. Some of us are glued to our desks as our children are home virtual schooling. But we figured we'd bring you just a little bit of pixie dust to hopefully brighten up your Monday evening. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tamika. I am the mouth of IG at Tamika Talks, and I'm the thought leader at Life and Pumps, where I am based in the Philadelphia area.
Hey. I'm Danny from Della's Jubilation, a lifestyle site promoting living your best life despite your circumstances, and I'm right here in New York.
Hi guys, I'm Tanae from lifewithtanae.com. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Tanae Michelle, and I am also in New York.
Hi guys, I'm Shay. I run popcornandtequila.com, which is an entertainment site, and I'm also in New York.
Wonderful. Looks like we have our first guest. Hi, Cassia. It was so great to get to hang out with you while I was in LA last week, guys. So I don't know if I told you guys.
Jealous.
Yes, so I got to see her. I told her. So okay, so let me go back. So she is like a diehard fan. I just need to put that out there, guys. She is a total diehard fan. She and I connected, offline, of course. I told her when I was coming. I wasn't sure what day I was actually going to the park with everything happening and all the changes. So she had messaged me in the morning and was like she was going to be there. I think she was trying to do the rope drop, and that's at 8:00. Your girl was not going to do that. But I got there. I don't even know what time it is. And then I text her. We connected, and she was like showing me some really key rides and things she thought would be fun. I told her what I wanted to do. She was trying her best to find Mater. I was not happy because Mater was not out. He knew I was coming. I don't know what his issue was. And I at Mater. But I had a great time with her. I took some pictures. I did not forget to post our pictures. They will be coming last week. The week while I was there, I had all of my Instagram things set up to go automatically, and none of them went. So now I'm playing catch up. So don't worry. Our beautiful faces will be coming out soon, hopefully by the end of the week. We'll see. I'll tag you when I actually post them. But it was great. Thanks once again. Thank you. And yes, she said I came in just enough time because they're closed. Right. And that's what I was saying. So many people. So I was in California for the beginning of the week for one conference. I was going to one in the middle of the week, and then I was closing out with a different one. The last two all canceled. And so many of the people that were supposed to come either flew home early or just didn't come at all. And I was like, I'm here. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to leave and go home.
Right.
So many people were like, you don't need to go to Disneyland. The coronavirus is out there. And I was like, you know what? I'm right here. How can I not go? I had a car. Like, it just was crazy not to go. So I'm glad I went. Told you guys last week how I got to experience food and wine. And you're right. It was just in a nick of time because I swear, I feel like as soon as I got home, days later, they were like, we're going to be closing. So what do you guys thoughts on all of this news that's been going around with all the parks closing and so many people really in limbo about whether or not to cancel their reservations, especially if it's in April or May? What are your thoughts?
Everything's closed. Just cancel. No.
I hate you guys. I can't. So I had a very long conversation with someone yesterday about this. She was really upset. They have been trying to get ready and, the whole thing. And, she finally was able to make it happen. And their trip is for early May. And she's like, what do you think? And I said, I would hold on. I really would, because it's May. Unfortunately, I don't see it being any better. I feel like some of the places and the parks I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. I don't know if you just saw the press release that your president did. He's like, it should all be cleaned out by July, August. It's not going to happen. My issue and my concern is the reason why I say that I don't feel like it's going to be all cleaned out is because we responded too late. So had we been on top of this a lot sooner, I feel like it would have been a lot easier to let it happen and then push it out. And so now everybody is playing makeup, as opposed to being proactive, we were reactive. So now think about how much cleaning Disneyland, Disney World, all the parks, the hotels, and just think about how much cleaning they're going to have to do. So there's no way that the park is opening in 2 weeks. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Sorry. Like, I just don't see it
canceled.
Yes, and look, so Natalie was like, she told us last week, you're right. We surely did have this conversation last week about whether or not things were going to be closed. And she's right. Nobody took it serious. And so here is where, and I still joke about it. Like, I know that it's serious. Absolutely. You know, like when you see these numbers rising, I feel like people just didn't want to believe. And it's kind of like, you know, not, oh, right, Shay didn't want to believe.
Listen, I didn't believe until they closed.
And like, we didn't really want to believe, but it's kind of like, and smack me for this, because this is where we were wrong. When your quote unquote leader in chief doesn't take it serious, it's kind of hard for you to feel like, oh, this is something serious. So there were so many different rumors about it, like, you know, oh, well, they released this so that he can clean it up and come in as a savior. So there's been so much fake news about it, I guess. That's part of the reason why I think people were kind of like, oh, it's not serious. But when you started seeing like all the major things closed, so when Disneyland closed, I was like, oh, it's all good, y'all. I said, but if Disney World closed, run to the store, get all your stuff, get in the basement, hide, do what you need to do.
It says a lot that all these big things are closed. I saw something on Instagram where, you know, it's like when you're messing with big money like this, in 2019, I think all the parks made like $26.2 billion. So that's a lot of money that they're losing out on. And for them to say, yeah, it's time to shut down Disney World, it's serious.
Everything, not just Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruises, DVC properties, downtown Disney, Disney Springs, like everything. Everything's closed. Where are you going? You're not going nowhere in May.
Right. Absolutely.
Sorry, friend.
Yeah. And you can even see here. So Cassia is saying, is Run Disney Star Wars Marathon canceled? Probably.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Just cancel it.
Yeah. I feel like because so much of this was happening, like I feel like every 2 minutes when you turn on the TV, there's a new report. Oh, now this is done. Now that is done. Oh, first it was 1,000 people. It was 500. It was 250. It went to 50. Now it's at 10. So like every time you turn around, it's a different report. And I feel like businesses, especially the major ones, are trying to play catch up. So I think that's a part of the reason why, you know, Disney World, I personally believe that they were trying to hold out because of Disney Dreamers, which we'll talk about in a bit, which is why they decided to wait until Sunday, because they were trying to let those kids get in, do that program. So that's not one more thing that leads to disappointment. They know that so many people are disappointed just behind the closing, even though you're like, well, did you expect them to stay open? People got the corona. Like, what in the world? But people were like distraught and sad. Like, if you look on Twitter, like so many people were sad and mad that it closed and mad that they had to cancel their trip. And I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if your anger is headed in the right direction.
Right. Because speaking of Twitter, we were just talking about, right, Walt Disney's grandniece, Abigail, was really upset about them Disney World staying open through the weekend. You had all these crowds out, even though they announced that they were going to close, and she dropping F-bombs like, are you serious? Why?
Nobody practicing social distancing. They
she let them have it.
Right, they were real close.
Like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's right.
Yeah.
Like,
I should have treated her like, no, they were serious, girl. You see them there.
Right.
So they said that her post generated 17,000 retweets and 113,000 likes as of today.
Wow.
And of course, nobody responded.
Yeah.
And so, Disney hasn't responded to it yet or whatever, but they're going to have to. I mean, they're going to have to kind of say something. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't follow it up with another message.
With another brand. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if she came in and was like, okay, y'all didn't respond to me, but now what? So I'm sure they're probably like, uh-oh, what's going on here? Because, you know, and the crazy part is, you know, a lot of times, you know, there are always trolls. So you saw how there were all those trolls when they were doing the Disney creators. None of them have, like, said anything. So it's really like people who are in agreement, And really, it's that those likes have been people that are in support of what she's saying. Like, stop just focusing on money.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, who do you feel is kind of held responsible for it though? Like, is it Disney's fault for staying open, or is it the people's fault for going? Like,
both,
yeah.
Right?
But as a company, you have more like weight on your shoulders to close because you know the public is going to be stupid and come out anyway. Like, it's Disney. It's open. They didn't take it serious. They said,
I mean, but at the end of the day, Disney's still a business. Like, listen, if y'all gonna come spend your money, I'm not gonna close this. I'm not gonna be like, nope, can't come. Like, they're still a business at the end of the day.
Yeah. But I feel like if there were like clusters of sick, like if you could trace back that that's where people got sick. Yes,
yeah, it's right.
Disney got a lot of money.
Her. I'm gonna spray some Lysol on her.
I'm telling you,
that's a big risk. I don't know.
It is, right? It is. I mean, and like, just in general, like, think about how that guy recently was on the airplane, and when he landed, he was like, "Oh yeah, I tested positive." I would have punched him in his face. I'm sorry.
So hard.
Yeah, and I'm like, why wasn't he arrested? He should not just be banned from a flight. He put other people's lives at risk, and so
I was gonna say
people do have to take some responsibility.
The thing that sucks the most about that is that those people are not just all, like, when they leave from Disney, they're not just gonna all go back to one area. They're going back all over the world.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So Natalie is basically saying they have insurance. Absolutely, they have insurance for this type of thing. However, I don't think anybody is prepared for the big hit the economy is getting ready to take. Like, I don't think anybody is prepared for it. And I saw that somebody said they're probably going to have to raise ticket prices as a result.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
Considering they just raised them.
Right.
But this is the time when it happens. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be the brown side of me just going to the movies because I'm not gonna be able to afford Disney no more.
Exactly.
I've never been, so you know it's out the window now.
Yeah, like, this is when, you know. So I feel like, I mean, it makes sense. I'm not even gonna lie, from a business standpoint, it makes sense to increase ticket price because people are gonna pay it. Like, it don't matter. It could be like $5 million. People are like, okay, I'm just not gonna eat this month, but I'm going to Disney. Right. And I get it. I get it. Guilty as charged. Guilty. So I get it. However, I don't feel like Disney is greedy. So I feel like, you know, they would probably maybe offer some type of like deal on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Midweek where people aren't there. Come on a Wednesday. You know, if you know, some kind of discount. Like, I feel like Disney's gonna do something big and major when they come back. Just kind of like a thank you for staying beside me type thing. No, right. Convinced.
That's how they released Disney. What was it? Frozen too early.
Right, exactly. They're like, we got to do something. Like, this is crazy. Yes. Let's see. So Natalie is saying she told this lady in her Disney cruise group it's moving so fast that, you know, when you leave 5 minutes late and you see an accident and then you're appreciative. Absolutely. Like, you know how you're fussing and you're complaining. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you ride past an accident. You got to be like, thank you, God. I'm sorry. Because that could have been you. And so I feel like that's how I feel about this whole like pandemic that's going on. You know, people are being affected, you know, for whatever reason or however or whomever they're coming in contact with. But it's just crazy how it's happening in the trickle down effect. I totally get and understand why Abigail Disney was feeling how she was feeling, because when you see the crowds, there was no social distancing happening there.
Not at all. It was like the subway.
They was having a party.
It was a regular
people on each other's backs, like
right. And so, and for me, I felt like being at Disneyland was a total opposite because it was not crowded like that at all. Like, you know, I don't like people in my personal space anyway. So for me, the social distancing is a good thing. But like at Disneyland, I just didn't feel that. I didn't feel that people were like on my back.
Right.
I have no, So
and it was crazy. Before it was like a whole shutdown type situation. Like, it's never that serious. Like, I love Disney too, but it's not that serious. I'm not about to be like, you know what? We about to be stuck in the house anyway, so I might as well
go out to Disney.
Listen, right? So you know what? That's really what I felt. I felt like people were like, this is my last chance. And, you know, depending on what side of the coin you fall on, they might have felt like, this is my last chance forever. I got to get there. I'm sure this fireworks are going to be amazing. And let me just say that what we also got to realize is, and we as creatives, creative content creators, are guilty of this as well. Imagine how many people just went for the pictures. Because I saw the video of them standing over the gate, like where the bridge thing is. Oh, you haven't been, so you may not know. So when you go into Magic Kingdom, when you get off, there's like a big clock, it's grass, but you go under these underpaths, and right over the top is like a bridge, and it's where you can get on the train to ride around the park. So all the characters and some of the people that work at the park are standing on this bridge, and they're waving. It is so beautiful. Even though they're like waving goodbye, like I don't know when I'll see you again, if ever. It was so beautiful. So I'm like, you know, the creator in me was like, I would have loved to have that shot.
You do that for small things, not things that's gonna change your life. Like, you know what I was like, when I found out all the restaurants were closing today, I was like, James, we have to get something good to eat. So I'm like, you need to go to Footprints and get me some Rasta pasta, because I don't know when Footprints is gonna be open again. Something small like that, not something that's about to change your whole life. And affect
That's why you had that for dinner.
Right. So I get it. I hear you. But I mean, if your mindset is not on, you know, this is serious. And I don't know how many people are paying attention to the number of cases where they are. And you guys are in New York, and for the longest time, your governor was keeping it on the low. And now y'all got like
they always do. Cases. They always do.
Right.
That's why I was like, something's wrong.
Right.
Yeah,
so
we have the most now.
That, you know, he came out and he was saying, oh, there were cases, but he was not giving numbers. And now it's like, you guys have the most cases in the U.S. at this point. So I'm like, come on. So that's what I'm thinking. You know, people are like, okay, I can wait. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm hoping that this passes quickly. You know, as they say, this too shall pass. Because people need it. Like, you know, we need that excitement. So Cassia is saying that pass holders did get their expiration date extended. Well, that's good.
That's good.
Right. And so Natalie is saying maybe we can correct the planet. And so it's been a common theme that so many people are like, you know, this was the planet's way of telling us to slow down.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen the videos of like how the smog in China has cleared up and the rivers in Italy?
Oh wow. No.
Like there's been like substantial differences made with people staying indoors and not doing all the normal things that are happening. The universe is real mad at us. It's
global warming.
I didn't do nothing though.
Like warming is real. So
I didn't do anything. I pick up my trash off the ground.
You said you didn't. You said you pick your trash.
Yes, it's not me.
But everybody doesn't. So that's a huge thing, you know what I mean, that we have to think about. And that's why I've been telling people, I get it. So many people are upset because they have to homeschool their children. I actually am so excited. My kids are like hiding from me. They're like, we do not want to play with you. I'm like, yes, you do. But I feel like, you know, this is the universe, because think about it. Now it's like you are forced to do things that you probably wouldn't normally be doing. You have to like connect with your kid. You have to know what their schoolwork is, because in most cases you got to read it, you know, teach it to them. So I just feel like we got to find some of the positives in all of this. Right. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right. Well, it looks like our special guest is ready. So as we told you guys, or did we tell you? I don't even know if we told you guys.
No.
Sorry, we got all like excited about this corona. We forgot to tell you. So we have a special guest coming to you guys. She is also a content creator. She is a creative, really. And she had the privilege of experiencing Disney Dreamers before they actually shut it down. So we asked her to come on and really just kind of talk about what she experienced, what it was like being there, you know, how the children were in the beginning and then kind of the letdown. So we're going to let her come in and then we will have her introduce herself. So our Danny is going to step out while we do this, and then we'll bring her back in a minute. All right, let's see here.
Bye, Danny.
She's gone.
Sorry.
You drive.
All right, guys.
Hi, Danny.
We are excited. So welcome, OK Danny, to the brown side of Disney tonight. Danny is
Hi, guys.
Philadelphia, and you can find her at OK Danny.
Did you say Philadelphia?
I didn't.
No,
Did
I was confused. I was like, is she in Philly now?
No, she is in Florida. I don't know. Listen, Danny, you must need to come to Philly. That's what that sounds like. She is in Florida, but I will let her introduce herself.
You did it. Hi, I'm Danny from okdanny.com. I'm a coach and a creator, and yeah, you can find me at OK Danny.
All right. So, Danny, I kind of explained to them that we asked you to come and join us today because you were just at Disney at the park, and you were experiencing Disney Dreamers. So, kind of give us an idea of what your experience was like on day one, I guess, of Disney Dreamers.
So it was Thursday, and we were there with media. There were about maybe 60 of us as media. Several people had canceled due to everything.
Yeah.
So we basically got there for the behind the scenes media briefing, and we met some of the alumni, some of the dreamers from past years, and two of the surprise celebrity guests that were going to be surprising the kids, or the students. And then we went straight from that briefing to the parade. So I don't know if you know, Super Bowl winners and Disney Dreamers are like two of the very few people who get to be in the parade in the way this is. You know, kids from around the country can come with their like school band and play and march, but it's a different caliber, different scope than what they do for the Dreamers. So they got to have that experience, which was very special because the whole of Disney is watching them, you know, parade through with celebrities. So it was just really special for them. And special for us to watch too, because you see them gleaming and beaming, you know, just feeling their pride of being one of the 100 students chosen for this epic adventure. So yeah, we had the parade, and you can check at the Danny Faust for that. It's in my highlights on Instagram.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, definitely check it out in her IG stories. At the Danny Faust. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and then it was kind of, we had a little bit of time to explore on our own, and we went to the NBA experience in Disney Springs.
Nice. Okay.
It's dope. Y'all need to go. It's so much fun. I am not like any sports ball thing. I can't. But I was dunking. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna my son if it ever opens again.
It will. It will. Be positive. Yes. And when it opens, you got to go because you're gonna love it. But so then they gave us like a dinner, but it was separate from the students. And then when we went to the final event, well, almost final event for the night, which was the opening ceremony, that's when the news was shared that, that's when we found out about Disney closing and the program stopping for this year.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was sad. All of us were together, the media and the students were together, and then they separated us to tell us the news. So we didn't get to see the students until the following morning. And you saw that there was a definite change in the energy. Of course, you know, they, you know, were there for this really amazing experience, and then it just got switched, you know, suddenly.
So while you were there, did you have did you even get the chance to interview any of the current students? I know a lot of times they try to connect you with people that are from your same state to kind of talk to them. Did you even get to do any of that?
I got to a little bit. It was unofficial. It wasn't like it was my scheduled interviews, but I did speak to a couple because I was posting a little bit. Once I posted the Mickey thing on my head, some of the moms of the students.
That was dope.
Yeah. Is
that on Instagram?
It is.
Probably not here now.
Okay. Yes, guys, you have got to go to her Instagram page. Okay, what is it? Danny Faust?
The Danny Faust.
Okay. Listen, I was like, oh my God, I'm doing that. I love it.
Do it.
It's
do
so
it.
funny because I had a dream that someone cut the back of my hair right before I saw your photo.
It's a sign. I think you should cut it. You got to cut it. It's a sign. But yeah, so some of the moms had already reached out to me after seeing that on Instagram. And so when I was on site, they came up to me like, hey, you know, and they recognized, and then I spoke to them and their children. I met kids who one girl wants to be an engineer and a fashion designer. And another girl who is going into medicine, some girls who are going into entertainment. I'm just, oh, hello, cuteness.
Okay, she's leaving. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, go to bed.
Bye-bye, cutie.
Oh.
So yeah, the kids were really interesting. And I mean, listen, when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, I was chasing boys. I was at the mall. I was not trying to run a nonprofit and be a CEO of nothing. These kids are so impressive.
Yeah,
really
so
impressive.
When Disney Dreamers, when they were really, trying to encourage a lot more East Coast people to apply, they'd come to the Philadelphia area, and I was able to go to the luncheon that they had. And so one of the students actually went to the college in my city, and we got to talk to him. And I was thinking, like, when I sat back in my seat, I was like, I missed something. Like, at what point in my life was I not this, like, great?
Exactly.
I said, whatever you decide to do, just know you're going to be great at it. I was like, when I was your age, I didn't want to tell you what I was doing. I wish I would have had just an inkling of what you were doing. And he explained to me, he said, I always had big dreams, my parents encouraged me to do this and do that. And he was like, but when I attended Disney Dreamers, it really, really, really just skyrocketed everything. I mean, he was doing,
that's phenomenal.
We were all in the room like, wow. Like, yeah.
That's
so
great.
What did they give you an idea of like what the plan is? Like, will they reschedule? I guess not.
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say.
Okay, got it. Okay, no, very well. Don't tell us nothing.
Yeah.
Tell us. Got it. Okay. Not a problem. So I saw that you did a room tour at the Riviera Resort.
No, at where was I? Coronado Springs, the new Destino Tower. It's really nice.
Oh, nice. Wait, did you get to go to the Indian restaurant that's over there?
I didn't. It's good.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have to go back and try it.
Yes.
Not only is my kind of conversation.
Not only is the food great, they have this outside sitting area where it's up high, so you can like look over at the parks and you can see like some of the fireworks. Beautiful. We were there for food and wine. We ate there. We got to sample some of the drinks. And I met so many people who are from Florida who weren't like going to Disney World. They literally came from their houses just to go there and eat.
Same thing with Disney Springs. I was just like, what? All the people I met in Disney Springs, well, they were either from like Scotland or from just in the area, just coming for dinner. I was like, oh, but you should try paddlefish next time you're in Disney Springs. Lobster roll is on point. Paddlefish.
Oh, I don't know that.
So you know the boathouse?
I do.
It's the other boat restaurant.
Oh, got it.
Dope. And it has like
it
has this open thing, so you can see them doing like the crab boil. You can see them cooking up all the shit, flipping up lobsters and stuff. It's delicious. I mean, I loved it.
Nice.
Am I allowed to curse? I'm sorry for cursing.
No, it's fine. We do it all the time. It's okay. So, as far as I guess what you guys were able to do while you were there, did you guys get to do anything else with the students, or kind of like once you did that little piece, that was pretty much it?
So that was it for the official stuff. But we were still wearing our badges. So around the parks, around the hotel, around Disney Springs, you could identify. So I did have unofficial chats with people, and that's how I kind of got a little bit of the information that I got about what they're doing for the kids. And so I didn't get to, in no official capacity was I able to really talk to them. It was very different from last year.
Got it. So do you know if all 100 students actually came?
I do not know, but it looked like most of them. It looked like it was 100.
Okay.
Or 100.
Because I wondered if some parents were gonna kind of be like, no, because of kind of what was going on. And I saw just a lot of chatter online with
It would
a
be
lot
hard
of
to turn it down.
who were kind of like they were uncertain about whether or not they wanted to go.
It would be really hard to turn it down. And that is a conversation that I had with some of the moms. Because for some of them, for 4 out of the 6 moms that I had real conversations with, they had never taken their kids to Disney. So this was their chance for their child to go to Disney. Come on, I ain't stopping that shit. You know, they really wanted to be there. So
that breaks my.
Was Steve Harvey there? Because I heard he wasn't there.
No, so we found out in the late afternoon on Thursday that he wasn't gonna. Sorry, I keep getting things. That he wasn't gonna be there. So when that happened, when we got the news of that, it still seemed like things were gonna continue. And then we got the news about Disney closing on the 15th, and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, so they must be closing right after."
Which is what I figured. Yeah.
The program ends because the program ends on the 15th. And then we got that information. And I think I saw some of the speakers. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, but some of the speakers who were slated for the weekend, I saw them just in passing and in the main room right before the opening events were supposed to happen. Okay. So I know that several of them were in attendance, but
yeah, I did see a list. I did see a list of who was in attendance. Because I had kind of reached out to just kind of get a feel on what was happening. And I know they said an official statement is going to be coming because it kind of like took them by storm. I feel like they were, really hoping to just go ahead and finish it out. And I've been telling people, I feel like part of the reason why Disney was waiting to the 15th to close was so that they could get this program done. And so I was really surprised. So twofold. Initially, I was like, I'm surprised that Disney continued on with the program because I was like, anything happens, that's a major, major, major liability.
That's where my head was.
I said, this is a once in a lifetime experience for some of these kids. And there's no telling if they'll ever be able to get back. Like, you don't know what the future holds. It's kind of like, I don't want to disappoint them. So if we got people, let's just do it. I don't know. Yeah. So what were your thoughts? Like, going in, like, were you nervous? Were you like uncertain about whether or not you should attend with all the virus talk?
Yeah. The reason I attended is because I didn't have to fly. I'm 2.5 hours away. I drove up. I was in my mom's driveway, ready to peel out and drive up north. And I sent an email like, are we still on? Just before I get on this highway, let me know. And they're like, we're still on. Come on up. And I was just like, all right. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm free to leave whenever. So if it gets wacky, I'm out. I don't have to wait for them to get me a flight out and risk anything.
Right.
So I understand the people who didn't come because of worries about that. And with everything closing down, it's to be, expected. Yeah. But my feelings were, I'm free to go. So I'm free to go.
Right. I'm free to go.
So when they made the announcement, was it like, so we're stopping the program, so yeah, I gotta go home like now, or like you guys like free to stay for like, or was it like
no, they gave us half an hour to pack our things and be out.
Oh shit.
I'm just kidding. They announced it on Thursday evening, and then they still had a little bit of programming. So it was kind of like this dessert party, and then what are those things in the sky? Fireworks. So they had that special, thing. And then in the morning, there was a breakfast, 2 separate breakfasts, a media breakfast, and then for the dreamers and chaperones, parents, whatever. Rowan? Okay, I thought I heard them sneaking. So in the morning, that's when, at that breakfast, at the media breakfast, that's when one of the Disney PR reps... am I able to say names and stuff? That's when Annette. So Annette is really the champion of it on the Disney side. She is the champion of the Disney Dreamer program. And she was, baby. I mean, when she was announcing it to us, like you could hear the catching in her.
I can only imagine.
Oh, I felt for her.
That is her baby. Like that is her baby. Yes.
That's her project. So she was, in her feels. So they announced it that night. The next morning, that's when she gave us the official, cleaned up statement without the catches in her throat, because she practiced it a few times. But that's when they were like, listen, for all of you who have to fly out, we are trying to get you on a flight today, which was Friday. And then, so I just reached out like, listen, I can drive myself home at any time. I want to go to the park and collect some other, content, some video and pictures just to make this trip, worth it. And she was like, that's fine. And then I know some people stayed. So for the Dreamers, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I just don't want to get in trouble. I don't know what is public information. So people left that day or the day after. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. Well, do you guys have more questions for Danny?
I don't. I think that's it.
No. Well,
I
thank you.
Your ears, girls. Thanks for having me.
Thank you,
Danny.
When it comes back on, you will be in attendance and you can come back and give us the full scoop.
Oh, yeah. It'll be just like last year. So I'm excited. Hopefully I'll see you there next year, girls.
We'll see. Who knows? All right. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Night.
Night.
All right. Let me get Danny, the other Danny back. Wow. Look at that. Now we have the other Danny.
Hi. Welcome back, Danny.
Hey.
So that was good. It was very interesting to know. And like I said, it was pretty much, he said exactly pretty much what I knew and what I expected. Somebody recorded Annette speaking to them and you could hear the trembling in her voice. Now, when I was there for Food and Wine, she was the one who put it together. I was with her and we talked about Disney Dreamers and, when it was in Philly, we talked about all of that and just the light and the glimmer in her eyes as she's talking about this.
Aww.
You can tell like this is such a passion project for her. It's like, yes, Disney does all these great things, but this right here makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And it was a letdown, and I got it. Like I was sad watching it. I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what the future holds, and hopefully. They will do something. If not, what I said was if they can't do it this year, just combine it. Next year be B200.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Go big or go home is what I say. But yeah, I think it's great. I love how she mentioned the NBA experience. It is on my list. And if, we wouldn't have been a shutdown, I would have gone. My plan was to go to Disney for spring break. I was going to surprise the kids. We were going to go to a yeah, that's out now. But it is what it is. That won't stop me, when it's back and running and we can do whatever.
You want to be the first group of people in the park?
No, I'm gonna clean it out first. I'm gonna be the second group.
Okay, I'll be after you so you can tell us.
Yeah.
How it was.
Yes, because you see, everything is getting postponed and getting pushed back and all of that. So we'll see what happens.
This is a lot of movies, all the Disney Plus Marvel shows are being postponed.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm gonna run out of things to watch soon.
The Milan screening and they had to cancel it.
Right.
And that sucks because they had the premiere already.
Yeah. Yeah. But I get it because they didn't want us having that content. And it's supposed to be embargoed. You know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody would have leaked it or whatever. Because even now, if you see the people that went to the premiere, nobody's talking about the actual movie. They're just talking about what happened at the premiere. Like what they did there, who was there. Right. They're telling you what you can see pretty much in the trailer, but no one is really giving you details of the movie. I was sad because I had like 2 of them to go to. I was all excited. And I got that dreaded email. But
yeah,
so we did get Frozen 2 early.
We did. My daughter has watched it already.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And my kid's been watching it in our driveway like it's a drive-in movie or something.
Cassie said what Disney Plus shows, but I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, she's saying what shows that they released early. Frozen 2 and The Rise of Skywalker. They released early. I wasn't sure. I feel like I saw a commercial for something new coming.
Oh my God. Is High School Musical going to be delayed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably.
That was slated for October.
Oh my gosh, she's passed out. Jesus.
She's gonna die.
Where
She'll be okay. Watch season 1 again.
Send help. Send help.
I still ain't watched the finale.
I'm sad now.
Yeah. I know.
Now you're sad.
And I've just been watching a lot of like repeats and reruns, and I realized that, you know, I'm gonna go back in and catch up on some of the shows. I feel like this is an amazing time for you guys to catch up on The Mandalorian.
Oh, I don't watch that already. I don't know what y'all waiting on, but
right.
That show was good. And Baby Yoda.
Tanae. She's looking
But
at
they
you.
finished, right? They finished the second season recently, right?
Yeah, but I don't know
Oh,
when.
yes, they did. Right. They
Yeah.
better do that now.
Yeah, they
Let's
finished production on it.
No, none of the Disney Plus shows were canceled. The movies, all of the new movies that were scheduled for
No,
release.
I think they.
So the Falcon
Jenny's like,
and
I
Winter
gotta live.
Soldier. No, I'm like, wait. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki pushed back, WandaVision is postponed, like all those big Marvel shows that everyone's been waiting for. None of it.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, why would they just release them on Disney Plus? Like, people want something to watch.
Well, they were actually still making it. Like they were
I
supposed
don't think
to
they're
be
done.
Oh, right.
Europe making
I
it.
thought Loki was done already.
No. They were still
Okay.
filming.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
they canceled it in the midst of productions, like last week.
It's so sad.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. If I mean the shows that weren't done. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that totally makes sense. But I'm like,
I hate Corona.
if they're done, they need to, just release them and let them out. Why is this girl crying? Oh, geez.
She's mad. High School Musical. That's okay. You got the Mandalorian.
If Disney will do like Universal, did you see that they're like doing
putting out Trolls
World Tour?
online.
Yeah, all of that's just dropping. Disney should just jump on the bandwagon and
that's what I'm saying.
Just
watch it online.
I feel like they will. I feel like right now they are playing catch up. Like everybody, I feel like they're
figure it out.
So I feel like, they're trying to, I feel like they're going to strategically start releasing things just to keep people engaged and on their channel. They don't want us on Netflix. They own Hulu, so that's okay. So they want to, they're going to want to keep us engaged. So they're going to start dropping stuff. I swear I saw a commercial the other day for something new. And it really could have been something old because, I DVR all my shows and watch them over and over.
Right.
I was watching Blackish. It was a totally old episode. So it's possible that it was an old show. I can't remember what it is. But, I mean, they're going to do what they need to do to keep us engaged. So one thing I feel like a lot of people are, catching up on and kind of getting engaged with is American Idol because, it's happy. Some of it is sad, but it's like,
are they allowed to film that now with the audience?
No, I feel like a whole lot of it is already been taped.
Yeah,
and so we're gonna see the episodes that were already taped. We're not gonna see any of the live stuff. Jennifer said we need to go ahead and put Onward on there. Now that ain't gonna happen.
Y'all should have saw it already.
They ain't gonna let that happen. I'm sure they mad that now it's 10 people to a crowd because the theaters were showing that. So I'm sure they're mad about that. So it'll be interesting. So what I feel like they're gonna do is once all the dust settles, they're gonna re-release it. It'll be like re-release with some extra bonus endings.
Yep.
Go back to the movie and see it, or those who didn't get to see it. So I don't know. Like, I mean, there's so much uncertainty, surrounding this whole coronavirus thing. I'm gonna need you to stop crying.
Shouldn't be okay. Watch The Mandalorian. Why is that so
I'm not
hard?
watching that.
It was really good.
It was. What did you say, Danny?
Oh, another sad movie that's not gonna get done. The live action Little Mermaid. There was so much buzz around that, and now
you're gonna make her cry for real.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I have Little Mermaid ears coming that I was so excited to wear on our next show. Yes,
I'm sorry. You can still wear it though.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. I mean, and like we said,
our next show.
Right.
Corona's messing up our show.
We'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, you got to think about just like we're sad over like the movies or whatever. Imagine the people who had all these tickets and was scheduled to go next week or in May or spring break. And for some people, Disney is like their only trip for the entire year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jennifer is saying they're postponing Little Mermaid. Yeah, they have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're postponing New Mutants. They're postponing.
Yep.
Also,
New Mutants. That movie's never gonna come out. They might
never
put that to DVD at this point.
Never. It might as well.
They better bring it out.
I
Disney
saw
Plus. They can put it on there.
A couple of times already since 2016. That's
this is like
a long
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. On Disney Plus. Get it over with.
There was all this buzz about Rick Moranis coming back and doing like a sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and that got pushed back. They were going to do a Home Alone project that's getting pushed back. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, she said she was going in May. Sorry.
Sorry, Jennifer.
Cassia saying that was her only trip. Right. I remember, Cassia, we talked about it when I was there. You were so excited. So Cassia was going to do the Star Wars marathon with her sister. Her sister lives on the East Coast and she lives on the West Coast. They were meeting up there. It's going to be magical, right? And I feel for you, Jennifer. I get it. It's hard. It is. And so many people, like literally, I've spoken to so many people this past week that have just been like, I'm going to cancel my trip. And you can hear like the disappointment in their voices. And I'm sad for them because anytime I know somebody who's going, they live close to me, I'm always like, can you bring me this? Can you bring me that? Can you bring me this?
Right.
Now you can't get nothing.
So, yeah. So with that, guys, we have decided that we probably need to go on a hiatus as well because we can't really bring you in brown side when there's no Disneying happening.
Right.
Sorry.
There's no pixie dust happening. None of it.
Yeah.
I ran out.
Sorry. So what we're going to do is we are still around on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And we will hold communications. We'll talk. We could always do a Twitter chat if you guys are interested in doing something like that. We could do that. We could kind of connect. You guys see some
like you Twitter.
As far as Disney news that comes on, you can always either post in the group. You can tweet any of us. I'm Life in Pumps, Tanae Michelle, Delilah's Jubilation, Shay Wiley, any of us, with whatever it is. And, we will respond back and maybe we can all get together and discuss it. We still want to be engaged with you. It's just that right now we're kind of like, we got
what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. Right. So with that, we want to say have a good night. Stay safe.
Natalie,
this
is really late because I just saw Natalie's comment. Natalie, my 2-year-old was never in daycare, so I have no idea. I think like home daycares and stuff are still open.
Yeah.
My 5-year-old was in kindergarten and public school is closed until the 20th. I just saw her comment, so that's me answering all that.
So she said, "Are all restaurants closed?" And we can do delivery, but restaurants are closed.
I think so. I think the whole delivery only thing is going to be just across the U.S. So I think it's going to be everywhere.
Like hand the bag, put it by the door, step away, and then you open your door and you grab the bag.
You can only do delivery.
You can't even touch
DoorDash
people
or something. You can't exchange any money. It has to be paid.
Right, electronic. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, guys, stay safe, and we will be talking to you. Make sure you stocked up on your food, and we'll miss you. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, you guys.